welcome to another episode of me and Clive talking about painting. Hello, Clive.
Hi Jace, how are we doing? I've been a
Yeah,
busy week for you this week.
yeah, it's been pretty busy working on the masterpiece, and it's going quite well. I've been working on the red parts recently, and it's coming along. How about you? How's it going with you?
Yeah, well, I just published the beginning, obviously when we chatted last, and obviously I've got a couple of lessons under my belt as well. The sky is virtually completed, and I'm currently working on the midground. So I don't know exactly when this video will go out, but that's where I am at this stage anyway. So it's a long old process. You've given me a headache.
Yeah, I've kind of split mine up into sections. So I'm sort of doing like I had to go at the face, didn't really get anywhere. I thought, I'll leave that for a bit. Have a go at the sky, and now I've re-looked at the sky, and I'm like, oh, the blue's not quite right, and it looked all right when I was doing it, but now it's dried. It's just slightly off. So I'm going to do a bit of another layer of the sky, and then hopefully it'll look a bit closer.
I tell you what I did notice, right, was I don't know if it's the same as oil. Do oils change value, color? You know, when they dry, do they get darker or anything like that?
Um, there is the only issue with water mixable oils. If you're doing a large area and you put a little bit of water in, it milks your color up, and when it dries, that milk goes. So you have to remember when you're mixing it with water, the color will change slightly, and I did forget about that. I mean, I only used a tiny bit of water, but it milks it up a little bit.
Yeah, because well, I know I keep telling the subscribers that with acrylics they always dry 2 shades darker. So
Yeah,
inevitably, I forget that, and I'm painting away, and then I come back in the studio and I think, oh, it's a bit darker than I want.
yeah,
But in this particular instance, with this Thomas Gainsborough I'm painting, it's working really well because the sky looked lovely. And then I returned to the studio then for the next session, and I thought, oh, it's gone a bit dark. But it's actually got that moody look, which is, you know, I couldn't have got if I wanted to. It's just
yeah,
developed. So
yeah.
accents
The
do
accident.
happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
How was, the image you're using for your painting? Have you got a good size image?
no, it's A4. I'm working on A4, but I've done what you've done. I've also blown up sections of the photograph to the size that I'm painting, specifically around the face and certain elements on the jacket and all that for detail. But the the image I'm using is as good as quality as I can get it as an original. But as I was saying earlier, I've seen some digital remastered ones, but what you gain on what you're gaining on one hand with the information you can see, the painting is suffering because it's just it looks false. Then it's too bright. Everything seems bright
Yeah.
and fresh, and it just, you know, it
They
doesn't look right.
usually boost the contrast a lot, don't they, on
Yeah, yeah.
reproductions?
Another thing I noticed was that I was painting a little bit, and I found a church, and I found that there's a little house in the background which you can look at that painting and not see it.
Yeah.
And then I seen these sheep in the field as well, and these
Mhm.
sheep are proportionally wrong. And if I put that sheep next to the dog, it would be about 6 foot. Right? So I guess, and a little bit of research I did into that because I thought, oh, perhaps it's just me. But what I found is they weren't proportionally right. A lot of these old paintings weren't painted that way. They were painted just to look aesthetically correct
Yeah.
to the eye, but not
Yeah.
necessarily proportionally correct.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's some of their tricks, isn't it? Tricks of the trade.
yeah, but it's like you look at there's a lot of them actually, and I was going through them, and it's like people. You see the people in say a landscape, you know, the one in the distance would be like 20 feet if you brought them
Mm.
correctly to the front, and
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
it's just the way they've did it, you know.
yeah.
So masters of deception. I think they are really.
Yeah. And I think they didn't have computers and a lot of reference like we have either. So they were probably doing things from sketchbooks or
Yeah, yeah,
from, which makes it a bit harder, I'd say, for them. Where for us, we can take a picture and use exactly what's on the picture if we
yeah,
wanted.
yeah, yeah. I think that's right. I think that's right. And you know, it's definitely. I'm definitely learning from this experience. The painted, and I'm going to do another one as well because
Yeah,
I'm enjoying this so much.
yeah. I'm the same. I'm addicted to it now.
Yeah, it's great because I'm coming in like I did a lesson last night for the YouTube channel, and then I thought, oh, I got the paint slab. I just about do a 20-minute session now on this, so I brought the easel back out, and you know, and I thought just use the paints that I've got, and then I was playing around with the midground, and it worked out quite well actually.
That's a good idea. I should do something like that. I've got my eye on a Monet that I want to copy actually. There's I got this book ages ago of loads of Monet paintings, and there's a seascape in there that I really like, and I fancy that one. I want to do a Van Gogh as well.
One of the lilies paintings you'll see on our chat, the last chat, and I went to the museum and I put in some clips in there, and there was a Monet that came up. That's actually in Cardiff Museum. They've got about 6 Monets there. That is interesting because one of the paintings is so there's hardly any colour to it. Looking at it, I was amazed. I was amazed how little information there was on that painting. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's when you look at these master paintings, it's surprising the work that goes into them. There was I seen one of Lowry's paintings, a big piece this was of Cardiff, and that's where I got into the texture more of it, because the thickness he was putting on there and all that.
Yeah, I was studying some Constable paintings as well, because there's another one that I want to do, and I put a link on my Facebook to a video about this painting, the Hayway, and he was saying in that, because I thought Constable used a little brush to do his trees.
No.
Apparently he used a big brush and went.
What I read about Constable was he'd paint on big canvases, and he'd be there and he'd be there, and I don't know, this big thing that they made, and he'd be painting, and then he would go up to the painting and decide what part of that painting he'd like, and he'd just get a frame, make it to size, and then just cut the piece out. and that's true. He'd done that with a couple of different paintings, you know. So to actually just crop it as he wanted to, like we would on a computer, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's quite a good idea.
So you get all the information in, and you could go to town, and you know, because you know, painting on a bigger scale with a bigger brush is a lot easier than painting on a small scale.
Yeah, yeah, with the one hair brush doing the fine details
on the top of a pinhead.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's painting a big mural, it's a lot easier. You know, when you're painting, I don't know, say you're painting eyeballs, and if you're painting an eye that size, you know, it's a lot easier to get the detail in, obviously.
Painting big, it means that the problems, like the proportion, you're doing it really big, your proportion issues are, how do you explain this? If something is really small, if you get it slightly off, it makes a huge deal. Something is really big and you get it slightly off, it's less of a deal.
That's it, yeah, yeah. I understand.
I know what I mean.
Can you explain it again?
I don't think I can. Like I say in my videos, I'm not technical.
It doesn't pay. It doesn't pay to be technical. I had one of my subscribers. They sent me they sent me a picture, and I'm sorry. I do apologize. I don't know their name. I guess so many, and they're having struggling with clouds, and that was one of my nemesis, clouds, because you know what a cloud is. You've seen a cloud all your life. But when it comes to painting a cloud, it's one of the most difficult things to paint, and it really is. until you get used to knowing that it's not so much the cloud, it's painting light rather than painting the cloud. I don't know what your perspective is on that.
Mine is reference.
Just paint. But I was going to say, I actually did say, do I go out, take a couple of pictures of different clouds and try and copy them? It's as simple as don't paint a cloud from up there. And once you get used to painting clouds, and then you just use the same clouds.
Yeah. Well, a lot of, going back to the masters, that's how they would do it.
That's it, exactly what they used to do. Yeah.
I mean, Constable was really good at clouds. He used to go out and do cloud studies, and then it just whacked them in his...
I pressed the wrong button on my chair. Whoops, that's better. I wanted to move my chair forward. There we are.
Or maybe he was on a boat today.
I was behind us. I was gonna tell both of us to turn in a certain way because I was going to have us sitting on a train and then the train going past, the windows. So I'm gonna have to take a little a day out on the train and take some video footage so we could just pretend to be sitting on a train.
and then we could have a woman go by and give us cups of tea. Oh,
be good. So yeah, but they did the masters. They just there was a lot of repetition with them. But then again, if I suppose like Thomas Gainsborough was turning out like, I don't know, about 300 portraits a year, so he's just going to be like this, isn't he?
Yeah, must have been quick. But Rubens was fast painter as well, I've since discovered. He was so good at drawing that his drawing skill passed over into his painting skill, and he used to do a lot of it just straight up, just paint. I mean, a different level of painting. And sometimes when I'm doing my painting, I kind of have to think like that, even though I'm trying to copy his strokes a lot of the time. I'm trying to think, like, if I was Rubens, I'd be painting this pretty quick. I wouldn't be messing around. I'd be going
yeah.
Like sword fighting with the brush. And I kind of try and think like that when I'm painting, and I'm starting to get into the flow of it a bit, working on the material, but I need to do a lot more. I mean, there's so I didn't realize what kind of challenge I was taking on when I first said.
Not me. They've only done the sky and the back bar for the background, so I don't know. I haven't got to the tree and the man yet.
Yeah, it's exciting though, because as it's starting to fill in like a colouring book, you start to see the picture unfold, and you're like, oh, well, it's starting to look all right now. I just need to do this, this, and this, and then it'll look a bit better. And I'm trying to. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of self-doubt in my head going, oh, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. Do you get that?
A lot of the time, and I think people would be surprised to hear that, because what I tried to say is it's hard enough to paint, Jason, but when you're trying to paint and explain what you're doing, as a YouTuber, that's even worse, because you're trying to juggle all these balls at once, and then how many times have you sat there making a video and you're doing this and thinking, I don't think this is going to work out, and it's true, because there's always doubt in my mind a lot of the time, but it's not too bad if you're not videoing it, because it doesn't matter, because who's the only person that can see it is yourself. So anybody out there that's listening, don't worry about the what ifs and the self-doubt. Just do it, stand back, as Jason says, have a look at your painting, sit back, having a look. But that's important. And I was watching the video, and you said about standing back and working at a distance, and a lot of artists use mirrors behind them, don't they? They turn around so they can see what they, because when you close up to something like this, you get a different perspective on something.
Yeah.
Especially with portraiture and all that, because we've done another one with the portrait thing.
Yeah.
And I've noticed, and you've seen me when I was painting Molly, and the one eye was out. I couldn't see it when I was painting it.
Yeah.
Until I took a photograph of it, and I thought, oh, that's wrong. Because I asked you, didn't I? I said, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah. What's going wrong here?
And I couldn't see it for the life of me. I couldn't work out what I was doing wrong.
I've been in that position before though, so I knew what it was like, and uh, what I tend to do is take a photo on my phone and have a look at it on that. And if I still can't see what's wrong, well, I know some people mirror image it so they can see it in the mirror to see if it looks right, but I've never really do that. I do the take a photo of it and then have a photo of the reference photo, and then I have them on top of each other in software.
That's what you said to me to do, didn't you? And
That's the only way I found that helps. Helps me anyway.
and that's what I did. I took your advice and I did that, and I realised it wasn't the eye that was the problem; it was the cheek.
Yeah.
Because I had the cheek was wrong, and the
Yeah.
cheek was throwing the eye out. Because I was
Yeah.
working on the eye and trying to correct the eye, and it wasn't the eye.
Yeah. You probably was looking here and here, and it wasn't quite right,
Yeah,
but
that's right. That's what I was doing
yeah.
exactly.
And you couldn't
So
work out what it was until you just painted that bit out, and then it worked.
and it worked. And it is as simple as that. And sometimes it is as simple as that.
Mm.
So and I know we got many challenges ahead of us now, because you were doing a lot of folds on Susanna, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Susanna,
There's a
yeah.
lot of folds there, a lot of crimson material and that. So that's going to be interesting for your subscribers to see, because I get a lot of questions about painting folds in fabric.
Yeah. Well, actually, while I've been doing it, I've been thinking I should do some episodes doing things that I've learned, like painting a shirt or something, um, or just anything, just material, and just show the technique. Because I always do paintings, finished paintings, and not
Mm.
really separate the different things. But I think thinking masters, Van Gogh, what did he do? He painted everything, whatever you got, and just paint it. Paint a toothbrush, paint your mouse, paint your paintbrush.
Well, that's right. And when you study, we go back to the clouds again, trees, clouds, anything really, is don't just look at what you're painting, look at the light.
Mm,
That's especially with fabric, like you said, because all folds is a play on light. All we are is we're masters of illusion as artists, because we're painting, trying to paint three-dimensionally on a two-dimensional subject, really. If you think about it, we're painting on a flat surface by trying to give it depth, and all it is a trick of light. So if we get the light right, then the picture develops.
mm,
So you study light, and as an ex-photographer, I look at that anyway, because some of the things when we were setting this up, I was, with the light, I was, because I like to play with light and warmth and cool lights, as we were talking about earlier.
yeah.
And it was thanks to Jason that my palette is looking nice on camera now, because it was looking a bit, I couldn't get over it. You said, get a red filter. I thought, oh my God, I got plenty upstairs. I didn't think about putting one on the
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
So we can all learn by each other. That's a good thing. So
Yeah. Lighting it's another art form, isn't it?
well, it is, isn't it? And you got to have good light when you're painting, because
Yeah.
you're working in poor light. Um, you can answer this question. One of the subscribers said to me, "Why do you always put a colour on your canvas?" So, what's your explanation for that one?
What, you mean tone the canvas,
Yeah,
or
tonal ground, innit? So,
because I don't like. Well, I say I don't like painting on white. Sometimes I do, but for me, it's so I can see the colours. Because if you're painting on the white, when you put your colour on, it's harder for your brain, I think. And when you've got a tone canvas, I think your brain can accept the colours better.
that's a good explanation, actually, because yeah, that's basically what I was told many years ago, that don't paint on white, because it plays havoc with you as your visual
I can
experience.
do it. I can do it now, but I think when you're starting out, just tone it. Even if you just tone it a little bit, just the bright white it can be a bit much. When I do drawings, I use toned paper. I wouldn't use white paper.
Oh, you'd mentioned that. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I've done drawings on white paper. Sometimes if you're doing realism and you need the white, then I'll do it. But most of the time toned paper. And plus, if you're going outside to do drawings, toned paper, perfect, because it's not going to the sun's not going to go ping ping and hit the white in your face.
No, that's right. Yeah, good. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. And that's another reason to tone your canvas if you're painting outside. You won't get the light going ching onto the canvas and going white, because it'll be toned.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of people that go out plein air. You got a Darth Vader mug. I am your father.
I love this one.
There are a lot of people that go outside plein air painting, don't paint on canvases, do they? They take panels and boards with them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you could still tone the board panel. Don't use white gesso. I used canvas boards when I went outside painting, and yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it again, but I don't know.
Well, we never know if everything works out. I might be popping down to see you sometime this year. So we were going to plan a trip somewhere, weren't we? To one of these spectacular places down the Cotswolds or something.
I'll tell you what would be good if we both went to the National Gallery, because both paintings are in there.
Yes, that's a good idea. That could be a good idea. That's something we need to think about.
And we could always film ourselves in there, because certain areas.
Me and you in the National Gallery with two cameras, we'd be wetting ourselves.
I think it's a good idea, though.
We're getting better at talking on camera now together, because it's not easy trying to do it like this.
No.
You know, you wait till we go live. We have to have a live Q&A. So if anybody wants a live Q&A, let us know. So I'm trying to give. I'd like to do lives, but it's just so time consuming, you know. But anyway, going back onto our paintings. I got a little bit more work to do to the midground, and I'm gonna work my way forward. What I'm gonna do, Jason, is I'm gonna leave Plampin, the main character. I'm gonna leave him to last. I'm gonna paint all the way around him first, and then I'm gonna do him and his dog, and I'm gonna concentrate on that, because I want to try and develop this, because I noticed Gainsborough painted the backgrounds quite dark and painted his subjects quite light, so it stood out.
I noticed that as well.
And that's where he got his depth, really. So I'm leaving the hard bit to last.
Well, if it doesn't work, you could always paint yourself in there.
The cat by her, she's still sitting there and looking at us, you know. There's a little cat there. I just stroke her there. She's still looking at us. You can't see nothing, can you, Jace? All you can see is green. So, yes, this is not really Jason's studio. He doesn't just paint flowers.
I've no idea what's behind me.
I'll have to tell you one thing and do something else.
I was hoping it was going to be on the Death Star or something.
Hey, that's a good idea. We could do that, actually, couldn't we? So what's your plans now? Because we're obviously planning ahead, because we are filming a few episodes ahead of ourselves before they go out to the public. I don't know what your upload schedule is, what you were scheduling yours for. I'm aiming for possibly one a week.
That's what I was trying to do.
And I'm trying to get myself a few episodes ahead, because it allows us time to edit and upload, and all that takes time. So,
Yeah, I was trying to do that one a week, and I was trying to pack in as much information as I could, because filming it differently, so I'm doing a voiceover, so I can really talk about my thoughts, rather than me fumbling around with a brush and stuff whilst saying, "Oh, I'm just going to put red on now."
I've noticed. I watched the last one, and it's more of we're doing a diary style.
Yeah.
And you were doing
diary.
Do your diary, and I'm filming it in a similar way, but not in the same format as you, because it'd be boring otherwise for the people to watch, you know, because they don't want to see the same type of thing. So I'm filming it more in what's the style I'm thinking of? It's like a fly on a wall documentary style loose camera.
So
I'm still sitting in front of the easel.
Day one, Clive is doing a painting.
Clive's leaving the studio.
Day, Day two, Clive has another go at the painting. Here's Clive in diary room. I'm struggling again.
I'll have to get a little room, won't I? I'll have to get a little room and go, you know, Clive5art, I'm gonna get me out of here. I'm an artist, get me out of here. Oh dear. I think it's a bit of fun anyway, so
yeah.
We're coming up to 30 minutes. That's what we said. We were going to keep these to 30 minutes. So anything you want to say before we wrap it up? I'll leave the last 4 minutes to you.
Let me just think about this. I need a few minutes. Just that I hope you're enjoying the episodes that I'm making and what Clive's making. And hope you're enjoying these chats between me and Clive. If you have any questions you want us to answer during these little chats, in the description, put them in there.
That's a good point, yeah. Please subscribe to me and not to him.
please dislike Clive's videos and like mine. Only joking. Please don't dislike either of our videos.
Or as Eric Morecambe used to say, we have just reached 100,000 subscribers, but not necessarily one of us.
Between us. Yeah. And it doesn't matter that some subscribers are subscribed to both of us. We're still counting you as two people. Yeah,
we got over 120,000 subscribers between us. I'm happy. No, I think it's good. I think this started off as just a collaboration, which turned into a friendship, and unfortunately now we're heading towards a divorce. But no, I think it's good because we've developed a really good rapport and friendship together over the last, I think, oh God, how was it? It must be 18 months now. Got to be. So, no, it's over it. Yeah, it's got to be over. It's over a year, Jace. Yeah. It's coming up to 2 years. Oh dear.
I remember when I first saw one of your videos, and I was like, "Oh, not another one."
It'll let anybody on YouTube.
I was like, "Not another artist." Oh, more competition.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed your video, the first one I watched, and I thought, I think I should contact this guy because he's got a similar fondness to Bob Ross as me.
Well, that's right, and that's what attracted me to you. Really, was it was your hair. That's what attracted me to you because I was really Bob Ross all the way for years. No, honestly, I watched his series and everything, and I got all his DVDs. Funny enough.
Yeah.
And then I seen somebody doing it, you know, and I thought, oh, that's great, that is, you know, and I got to be honest with you, the way you and I thought to myself, I'm gonna have to try and do this in acrylics because I did a lot of Bob Ross and I did follow a lot of your lessons originally, so, and I thought, no, I can do it better in acrylics. So.
He was watching my video and thought, oh, I can do that.
Hi Clive, would you be interested in a collaboration? I thought, and I was edging on the block button. No, really, we got a good rapport, I think. So as far as National Gallery is concerned, that seems like a really good idea, though.
Yeah, I've emailed them already actually to see if we're allowed to film in there. I think we are, but I've emailed them.
That'd be good if we could do that. That would be good.
Because then we can see the originals, and plus see a lot of other paintings, and then we might see another one in there that we think, I might copy that one.
but it's good. It's good for them as well. I think, you know.
Oh yeah.
I was in the last when we had the last chat, and I said I went to Cardiff Museum and all that, and I did take my cameras with me, but I bottled it.
Ah.
I was good. I thought, fuck, no, I can't do this. I can't do this with people looking at me. You know.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
Hello, my name's Clive.
Hello. Stood next to the painting.
So I thought let's take some photos, and I'll use the green screen. It's easier.
Yeah, good idea. I think if there's two of us though, we've got a little bit more power.
Yeah, but we'll have the light. One of us can run the camera. One of us can run, set the lights up. And it's not easy for one person to do it. It really isn't.
If it's run and gun, then we just take our cameras in and just put our mic on, and then just talk and just hope for the best. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it would be good to go to the gallery anyway.
I think so. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
So we'll talk privately and sort out the details on that one.
Yeah.
And no, that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up now, if that's okay with you, Jason. So I just want to say to my subscribers, thank you very much for watching and helping me on Patreon as well. Anybody out there that wants to support myself and Jason, actually for $1 a month, just pop along to Patreon. But I want to say a personal thank you to my patrons for supporting me. And basically, it's over to you, Jason.
Yeah. Can you thank my patrons for supporting me as well?
You can do it yourself.
No, I'd like to thank everyone that watches my videos, of course the patrons that help support the videos financially, and I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, for always believing in me.
and the little cat, look at that. She's been sitting there so patiently for the last 30 minutes just looking at us and haven't said a word. But I will say this, as you know, people will say, "Oh, why should I go on to Patreon? Why should I do this? Why should I do that?" You're not obliged to do that. You know, it's there for you if you want to do it. If you want to support this, then we're grateful for it because, you know, people think that we're earning hundreds of pounds a week doing YouTube videos, and that is far from the truth. We do it because we love to do it. We do it because we love art. We do it because we love and we're passionate about giving what we know to people, I think, and so there we go. And I want worldwide peace, and and I want and all this. So
why do you want to win this world?
So anyway, it's goodbye from me,
and goodbye from him.
Goodbye, everybody. Tatty bye.